y'all, it's me, Deja B, and I'm back at it again with another video. I would like to formally introduce you to the greatest show on earth. What it do, y'all? So today I am going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be trimming my ends in my mini twist, y'all. So I would say that this is probably one of the easiest ways that you could trim your ends at home in twists. They don't have to be quite this small. Do it to your liking, okay? I did this to my liking, you know, so I can get the best trim, the best cut, and all of that, you know, what. If you know, don't let the shrinkage fool you, boo. Anyway, so I would say that this is one of the easiest ways that you can trim your hair without fearing that you have cut too much of your hair, or, you know, not really knowing what you're doing. And I say that because I have layers, and this applies, I guess, more so to people with layers. Since I have layers in my hair, you can't just do a blunt cut and just expect all of your ends to be good. That's not how it works. So with the mini twist, your hair is in those sections that follows those layers going up. That way you can kind of make sure you maintain the shape of your hair and don't have your hair looking crazy, okay? So what I do is I go one by one and I just trim, you know, what I feel like trimming. You got to do what you feel like is necessary for you. Gotta get my mirror close. So I got a few tips for this though. So first, I'm gonna say, make sure, of course, that you cleanse your hair. You get your hair really moisturized for these mini twists, or whatever size twist, medium twist, I don't know, whatever size twist that you're choosing to trim your hair in. Because if your hair is moisturized, then it is going to be more neat and it's going to be easier to cut without your twist being all jumbled up, knotty, and whatever. Second, what is so important is keep the two sections you're twisting your hair in as evenly as possible. So that means when you section your hair and you go to twist your hair and you twist it in two sections, you want to make sure those sections are equal or close to equal to each other. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a loppy twist. Loppy, is that a word? Is loppy a word? I don't know. You know what I mean, I'm sure. So I'm trying to find, see if I can find any twists that don't seem too even. You want your twist to be a little bit like this. If the sections weren't at all close to even, then you would be able to see like one looping around the other like very clearly. It would be bigger, and the other one would be looking like it's getting swallowed by the other section. So I can't really find any right now that look like what I'm describing. But yeah, I tried, y'all, I tried. My next tip is to be cautious. If you are comfortable cutting your own hair, always be cautious, but don't be afraid to cut what needs to be cut, because let's be real, if you cut some of it and not all of it, the rest of it is going to what? Damage and keep on damaging. So, you know, just cut off all the damage and it'll be easier for your hair to flourish. And then next, this is also very important too, make sure you coil a decent amount of the hair at the ends. If you can see that, it's coiled a decent amount at the ends, because when you do choose to cut some of it, you want to make sure there's still coil left for the rest of your mini twist hairstyle if you're choosing to continue wearing it as a hairstyle. And then another thing, make sure you brush your hair. If you're going to trim, you need to make sure your hair is as smooth as possible. So you want to brush or fine tooth comb each section, and then when you're twisting it and you get toward the end, you want to make sure you fine tooth comb the end so that your end can be as smooth as possible and you can get all the naughty knots off, okay? And then my last tip is to trim your hair before, well, there's two things. Trim your hair before you attempt to stretch or twist. I haven't stretched them. Sometimes I band them to stretch them, or I use a blow dryer, but mostly it's banding to stretch them. So you let your hair set and it's in the state that it's going to set in, and then you trim your hair in that state. If you stretch it, then it kind of disrupts the natural pattern that's there, and you want to make sure that you're not pulling any knots or splits or anything that could be cut off. You don't want to make sure, you know, you want to make sure it's staying down here where it's supposed to be. And that's it. So we're gonna go ahead and do this. It is not going to take a super long, because why should it? So really what I'm gonna do is what I'm comfortable with. I'm just trying to make sure I take, so yeah, that's about what I'm going to be cutting off of my hair, unless I see otherwise necessary. And let me put my glasses on because I'm not blind, but I cannot see. Honestly, I might cut a little more. And another tip I have is to do it pretty much as soon as your hair is like, your twists are dried and set. Do your trim the next day, because the more you wait, the longer you wait, the more frizzy your hair is going to be, specifically your ends, and it's going to be harder to make sure you get the job done. So you want to make sure your hair is neat when you do this. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. I'm a long way from home. So this is your sign. If you can't remember the last time you trimmed your hair, trim your hair. Or try to remember the last time you trimmed your hair. And then as I move higher up, I go ahead and move this ponytail higher up so the hair is out of the way. Another thing that I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get rid of the remaining color that I have, because at this point, what's the point in keeping it, you know? It needs to just go. If I don't get it all this time, it'll be gone next time I trim. Bye bye color. It just looks so much more neat now. Like, wow. Oh my gosh, and I almost forgot to mention, another reason why I like to trim my hair in the mini twist is because then you can see your single strand knots in your splits so much easier. Your hair is coiled, but them things will be poking out, and that's how you know it's time for them to go. I'll show you if I can find a piece. Oh, look at that. That thing just poking. No shame in this game. There's a split or thinning hair there as well. Peace. Oh, and then when you do your hair and your ends is like this. Ciao, bye. Okay, so I am done. The sun done. Competition wise, yes, I would love some. Okay, so this is all the hair that I cut out. Yep, those are all my little coiled ends. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Okay guys, I don't need to explain to you why trimming your ends is so important, do I? Because you should know. And if you don't know, now you know. Anyway, it'll just make you feel so much more relief that your hair is going to be on a comeback and it's going to be able to flourish, and those dead ends and those single strand knots and those splits and the thinning, and it's gonna be gone, and it's not gonna be causing further damage to your hair. Yeah, so that's about it. Easiest way, I think, easiest way to trim your ends and know how to gauge how much you're trimming, you know, whatever. And that's all I got to say for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel, share, comment, whatever you feel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.